Welcome everybody. Doing a little D&D prepping. Excellent. Just wanted to make sure we could be heard before I get rolling too much. And let me fix my background. Oh, let's do a little bit of drafting today, huh? Actually, no. Well, I like the little messy desk. Feeling a little messy today. There we go. In honor of Robin's husband, Messy Fresh. Making a little dubby. Got our Dragonade flavor today. I've been doing dubby. I've been drinking dubby for about 6 months or so. Get your little cup, loop. Put it in the high speed little thing. It has a little grate, which is great for mixing the water and stuff. What I do is I put half of water in there, put the stuff in, and then I add the rest of the water from my high speed spring water. Not a sponsor yet. So the cool thing about Dubby is it is a excellent, healthy alternative to most energy drinks out there. It has several vitamins, including 3 different types of vitamin B, vitamin C as well, 250 milligrams of vitamin C, which with all the stuff going on, I tell you, can't get enough vitamin C. I love it. Seal it on up. Make sure it's closed. Do a little test shake. Make sure I close it right, which I did. And we are set and ready to go. The thing that surprised me most about Dubby is that I have tried 6 different flavors now, and I honestly have enjoyed every single one. And I don't like most energy drinks. I will suffer through and choke down the energy drink to get the benefit. But there's only one brand that I, for the most part, there's a couple flavors that are okay that I can drink without wincing every time I do it. Dubby, I don't know what they've done or who they have in their lab, but they have the flavors they have are just amazing. So check them out if you use my link. If you just or just type in Svenster77 when you check out, 10% off. And you also they also have a nice little intro pack. Sent you 4 or 5 flavors and a cup, so you can get to test them out before you take the plunge. You will not regret it. Dubby, good stuff. So what are we doing today? Well, we're going to be working on some maps. So in my campaign, the characters have come across they're walking through the swamp. They've come across what I'm calling a metal dwelling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make everything bigger. Actually, for right now, I'm actually going to leave it that way because I don't need the bigger stuff right this moment for what I'm doing. I'm using a mini adventure, dropping it into my overall campaign called The Doctor. Going over here to stories. I'll tell you where it's from. Let's type in doctor in the search bar. The doctor is from Villains. Go to my modules. See if I can find exactly where this is from. It's cute, not cute, but it's a decent little story. I like it how the concept. Villains and lairs. So there's 4 of them. I'm going to check and see which one this is from. And what these are like it says, different villains that, let's see, reference manual. So what I did was I opened up my modules, typed in here, villains, pulled it up, and then I went back to my modules, clicked, found it here in the accessories section. And now I'm clicking on reference manual. Alright, so it looks like this one is actually part of 4. So let's go to villains and lairs 4. As you can see, I have a lot of different modules open. There we go. And we'll open up reference manual again. Villains in there 4. Villains. The doctor. Yep. So it's from Villains in Lairs 4. The doctor. I've used Villains in there before for a couple, several times. They're nice little, you know, they have, this is Villains, and so, and then it also has layer of crash site. So this tells you about the villain itself. And then if we go to the layer, you'll see the crash site. So it has both. You can use one or the other. Say you're just looking for a cool layer. You already have your villain. You can use these layers that are built. Or if you have a villain, but you need a layer, or vice versa. If you have a really cool layer, but you don't have a villain, there you go. So I've done both, used both aspects of these. They're decent, unique, well written overall. But what we are messing with is we're messing with the map. The map. Oh, I like the map. So, in my hotkeys down below, and there's lots of hotkeys. There's the 12 you start with, and then Shift, Alt, and Control each give you 12 additional, and then each combination. So Shift, Alt, Shift, Control, Control, Alt gives you another set of 12 each time, and then Control, Alt, Shift is where I'm keeping this story. Gives you yet another one. So it's lots of different ones to choose from. Here's the layer, crash site. I understand you can't read that. That's I'm just opening up the maps. So here's the DM version, and that's what we're working with. Is we had this, and then you have the 3 maps. This is a side view, so that you can have a better understanding of what's happening in your head as a DM. One of the challenges my players had is separating player knowledge from character knowledge. Characters have no idea what a UFO is, or a flying saucer, or a spaceship, and so role playing that out. And as a DM, how you would describe the rooms and then what you see around the room. You know, they don't see a bank of computers and display and monitors. You see a tabletop with, and it depends on how you do it. So some of them, one of the big ones I had just as a glass, and then the keyboards were just, you just touch the glass, one of those fancy ones. I have another one where that's actual keys. So again, how you describe it as a DM is different, and will affect how your characters and your players respond. Anyway, so these are the 3 maps, and they've got it broken down into each one: upper, middle, and lower. And so I had started with the upper one. This is the map. And so using Fantasy Grounds assets and part of the map packs, I then, this is the finished product. This red is a panel that syncs. It's basically an elevator, brings them down to the next level, which is the middle. And that's where they are now. Again, that's what it looks like. That's what my finished product looks like, including the little swaying water in this room that has water in it. So now what we're doing is, those are the first 2 floors. Now we're going to the bottom floor, and we're going to go open that map. So now we're going to be finishing that map. So this is what we're going to move it all the way up. One of the things you can do, so what I'm doing is I'm making sure, it doesn't matter where you are over here yet, you just click and drag and you can pull each layer up. So now this is on top except for the platform, and I'll just pull this down so it'll be on top of everything. And then what you can do is, if you click the layer and go here to layers, you can then click tint, and you can bring it down, make it, this is the opacity, the A is the opacity, and so you can see through it to get an idea of what needs to be where. Alright, so you can see what let's go ahead, I am going to go ahead and change the scale of everything. Okay. So I'm going to type in here. So what I'm going to do is fix this first. Move it. So you right click here to unlock the position. Then it'll allow you to adjust the size of the chat. I move it up. Click within here and type /E scale UI user interface. Space is between 50 and 200. For you guys, I normally play about 80, but for streaming it's 110, 115. Let's go 112 just to be fun. Alright, so now you guys can read a little bit better what's going on here. That does remind me, I do want to change the font of this. One thing I also want to do is I want to change one of my NPCs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up that NPC. And okay, so I renamed what she was. Never mind. So we go to the combat tracker. Over here, underneath tools, is your cross swords, is your combat tracker. Here's the NPC. I'm going to pop her out by clicking a little shield. Close combat tracker, don't need it. And then what I'm going to do is you can do this with any, pretty much any pop-up window that comes up. Story entries, images, NPCs, player. I'm pretty sure you can do it on a player character sheet as well. But I just want to minimize this and move it to the side for now. So right click, minimize. And now it shows up here. And I can then move that little bubble. Anytime I click it, it pops it back up. Minimize it again, it goes right back where I had it minimized. Alright, so here's what we're looking at. If we look at the description of the room, so I have this outside. So this layer that they came with the adventure also has line of sight built in. So I went ahead and locked this so I can't accidentally click it and move the layer by mistake and mess up my line of sight and everything else. So this is locked in. I then build everything around this base line of sight, this base map. And just to clarify, there's nothing wrong with using this map. Go back to tint, bring up the opacity. There's nothing wrong with this. This is a game of make-believe anyway. This is better than Theater of the Mind, where you're just trying to describe it and keep everything in your head. So you at least gives you some sort of idea of what's happening. So there's nothing wrong with using this. I'm going over here to grid, by the way, turning off my grid. It's just that I prefer a little bit more immersion. I prefer Fantasy Grounds has such good tools and good graphics and art and stuff that I like make it look nice. Okay, so when you're setting up and fixing a room, you need to know what's in it. So you can see the different things, images that are on here. You can look at the original here. What I'm going to do is go ahead and blow this up a little bit so you guys can see the original, and then I'll go ahead and just make him go away. So this is what you've got. We're missing a wall, first of all, separating the two. We'll also have to add a little section here and another door if I want to add those to it. So what I did is I had started over here in surgery. So this is the link to this section. It says the white light sears your vision as you pass into this room. Shockingly bright overhead lamps illuminate two painfully polished steel slabs upon which lay two humanoid bodies. A figure with rubbery gray skin dressed in a pristine white coat removes their hands from the smaller body's splayed rib cage and looks at you inquisitively. So we don't care about the figure. What we're looking at is the lamps, polished steel slabs upon which lay two humanoid bodies of differing sizes. So, and then you can skim through the rest of the of the room, there is no more description of what's happening in here. So you have these two things here, this thing here, two slabs. So I understand why they did one slab bigger than the other, because, as it said, two humanoid bodies of differing sizes. But if you think about it, the bodies are differing sizes. The tables wouldn't be. The tables would be the same size. It's just the bodies on them. So, here's our two tables. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put the bodies on there. I'm actually going to turn the grid back on. So when I play, I don't use the grid a lot of times, especially if it's a nice map or cool stuff is happening. I think the grid takes away from it. Cool thing about Fantasy Grounds is as you move, it'll show you how far you're moving. Also, you can, with the line of sight, if you're targeting somebody, it'll tell you how far away they are and stuff like that. So there are a lot of times I won't use the grid because it can be, to me, it can be very distracting. I prefer having the beauty of the map. Okay. Good stuff. Let's put some bodies on here then. I have corpses in my assets, as one does. Click on assets. So if you're not familiar with how to add assets, of course, Fantasy Grounds, as I mentioned, you can get their art pack subscription, which in my opinion is well worth the money, especially if you're going to be doing stuff like this. It's $5 a month, I believe, and then if you get it for a year, it's cheaper. A lot of times they'll have specials, so if you watch for it, maybe buy it monthly for a couple months until they put it on sale, and you can grab the whole year again for cheaper. But the point is, you have access to every single map that Josh Whatmaw has made. You have access to every single map pack that's in there, and there are tons and tons of them. So it's amazing. But there's also stuff out there you can buy. Go to Patreon. I mean, basically what you can do is just search for an image that you want. Put in VTT for virtual tabletop in your Google search, and it'll come up with a lot of stuff. And then you can find your favorites. You'll find maps. You'll find people who sell their stuff. Devin Knight is a big one that Fantasy Grounds has a partnership with, but he also has his own stuff, so you can go to his, just one example page, you can go and grab them. And then you just put them in your Fantasy Grounds folder, assets folder, hit refresh assets, and you'll have access to that image going forward. Nowadays I do some stuff with AI. If I want to have a character, an NPC, they run to an NPC, I'll build him in the AI, the picture of him, if I can't find anything that's already made that fits what I want, and I add it in. So if I have time, I might get to that today and give you an example of that. Alright, so here are some of my corpses. Let's take a look. One's supposed to be a halfling, one's supposed to be a half orc. So they aren't skeletons yet. And I want them sort of flat. Also, if you alter an image and then have to resave it, that's another way of, reason why you would refresh your assets and get in there. Just skimming through here to see, figuring out how disturbing I want it to be. I could put something like this. on one of the slabs. It's actually not a bad idea. So for now, I'm going to grab this one, just slap it here, just dropping it onto the page as a token. You can also put it in as a paint layer. And I think I'm going to do that instead, because a token can be a little annoying in that where they're stacking in the things, and if your characters move too close so they can interact with it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to down here add a painting layer, and I will put bodies, name it. So you just click it like you're renaming a file on your desktop. Type in bodies, go here to layers. Since this is a paint layer and I'm doing it with paint, I'm going to do paint. I'm doing it as a stamp, just a one-time click. So we're move the assets over so I can interact with both windows. Drop it here, bloop. Alright, so now I'm going to keep looking. And the cool thing is, I can take two of the same exact image and just shrink one down to make it smaller if I want to. Because this is Fantasy Commands, man. You can do what you want. Alright, so that's most of my corpses. I now have dead female. I now have dead corpses, so let's check those out. This one's pretty cool. So if you click on it, it'll give you a closer view. Here we go. Got a bunch more to choose from. There's a bunch of horses. Interesting. More horses. What does this one look like? What am I looking at? That one's not bad. That's not bad. I like that. It's a mummified corpse. So these things he's working on are recent. So we're going to keep this guy up. And we're going to put this one. So right now you can see it's very large because the size is 4 and 6. The height is 6. So I want the height, since this is the big one, to be, so the height of my table is 3. So I want it to be just a little bit smaller than that. So I'm going to click on this, go with the height to be 2.8. Then we're going to turn it. It's still a little big, so let's make it 2.5. And we can hold hold shift and turn it a little bit. I like it. I can change the color if I want, but I'm actually pretty happy with this. It's supposed to be a half work though, so let's change the color just a smidge and make it a little greenish. We're going to turn these down. There you go. Just want it a little green. That's close enough. Alright, and so we're going to drop her here. Now we're going to take our second one and do something similar. Turn it. Again, it's too big, so this one was 2. So we're going to bring it way down because it's supposed to be smaller anyway. So we're going to try 1.8 height. And we're going to bring it down even more. We're going to go to 1.2. That's good. And then we click. To stamp it. Alright, so there are our bodies. So I do have lamps. And I think I am going to add the lamps because even though this is a spaceship, the lamps could be magnetically put on, movable. So you move them, sit them, so even if there's turbulence and stuff. So let's go with lamp. See, so here's our floor lamps. There was another floor lamp. Let's see if I can find it. Magic lamp. Alright, so I like this one, so we're going to do this same thing. We're just going to keep it on the same layer. And we're going to take and we're going to drop it in here. The size is 1 and 1.8. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to say bring it up to 2, see how big that looks. That's fine. And then we're going to rotate it. Rotate it again. Alright, so we have a couple of lamps that are there. Just to throw in a little ambiance to make it something cool for the fight, because this is, they don't have to and they actually shouldn't fight the guy here, but we'll see what happens. He does have his hands in the corpse of a person. So alright, so there's half of what we got. So if we look at the original again, you can see that there's some sort of medical setup over here. So let's go here and go to medical to see what we've got. We've got a medical center, medical and quarantine bay. So what you can do with things like this is you can open this up, and I could take like this section here. If I wanted this, I could open up the map itself and then just do a screen clip of this section of that equipment. Same thing here with like this equipment here in this room, stuff like that. So there are lots of options that you have if you don't have a lot of art to choose from. Let's try something a little bit less. Let's try Medi, see what happens. Oh, medieval. So I have a lot of medieval stuff. Okay, so yeah, so nothing here for medical stuff. I can go with computers again. Compute. So these are similar things that I had up front. Up top. I like this one because it has a body on it. So I think what I'm going to do is, was this a layer or a, this is a layer. So if we go to layers, let me see if I can find it. Oh, it has med. So I was med. I wasn't going to do med because there's a whole lot. I mean, flamed or say, you know, anything that ends in med would also pop up, but it might be worth it to skim through some of these, like charmed, diver, bad guy. Okay, odds and ends. Interesting. You can see it's very easy to get distracted. When you're searching online, it's even worse. Oh yeah, so these are some cool med beds here. I think I'm actually just gonna, I might actually put this on there. Let's drop this in just as something to think about. And of course I'm getting all the Medusa. Alright, so it looks like it's all it's going to be for medicine. Yep. So let's go back a couple pages. Yeah, so there aren't any other. This one's not bad. But again, it has a bed and stuff in it too. Alright, so let's go with this one. Let's see, we have. I'm going to leave it as a layer. So I can move it around and shift it as wanted. I'm just going to throw this over here. Boom. Coming out against the wall, out of the wall like this. It's 3.2. Let's drop it in and see what it looks like. There we go. Cool, 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 cool. I'm going to make, so now if I click on it some more and move to click, it's going to add more of them. I don't want to do that. Atomic Hero Squad, it's the Spencer. It's the Atomic Squad. Welcome, welcome. Doing a little bit of old school gaming last time Atomic was around. Check him out every morning, Monday through Friday. So we've got this cool looking med bed equipment in our. How's my day going? My day's going pretty well overall. I'm trying to knock out. This is what the original map was right here. So we're making it a little different, a little better for our players. They're in a spaceship, even though it's D&D. Alright, so what we're going to do, like I said, is if you see like there, I clicked it, trying to move the map, and it made another one. So we're going to get rid of this stamp option, and we're going to go to layer selection. Click on it. Okay, so this is a med bed right here. Find it in the layers and click it there since it's not reacting here. So I want to make it a little bit longer, and so I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to adjust the height. So even though I turned it, it doesn't change the original height and width. So you see here, this is how it normally, it regularly is. So if I want to change the width, make it a little bit longer, go here. Even if I go back to my orientation of up and down, the width doesn't change. So I do want to change the width. I'm going to make, I don't want it to stay the same ratio as it grows, so I unlock the aspect lock and I just change this. I'm going to change it to 2.5 at first. I'm thinking I want to go 3. So let's switch it to back to the way it was. Switch this to, let's go 3.5. There we go. Make it a little bit longer. Okay. Oh, they changed it. Okay. Never mind. So my whole spiel about the width and the height changing, not changing as you turn it, was incorrect. They fix it so that it does change with you. So now I don't want to do the height, I want to do the width. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, I'm going to go one more, I think, because yeah, that looks okay. As you zoom in, the body doesn't look too distorted on the monitor. Alright, so now we're going to rotate it back, and we can hold, so you see these are going by 45-degree increments. Click, 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 click. You can tweak it at a lower rate by holding control. So hold control and then grab this and turn it just a little bit. We're going to slide it back up to here again. This goes, you're going by the grid. Click, half click. So you can also hold control and move it the way you want it to. So we're going to put this here. Zoom out. Yeah, I think it looks good. So we changed the format of what the original map was. This had nothing of import to the storyline anyway, so we're just going to leave it. Now let's add this wall. So we go to our line of sight. Turn on our walls. Alright, so I'm going right along the edge of this table right here. Perfect. So that tells me where I want my wall to go. We will then put this back where it was. Alright, and now I'm going to find a wall. So the walls I know from doing a lot of searching. I could type in wall, but I know steel is the way I want to go. You also type in steel wall. So here's the walls I want, the rivets, the big thick black, or I could also do the white ones. I did both. So if you look at my other layers, here's the surgery. You're going to close this. Crash site. So upper and middle. So this one doesn't have any walls, rather. Close. Alright, so you can see here I did the white, so I think I'll just continue with that. I'll go with the white. I thought I'd use the black as well, but I did not. Alright, so we'll be consistent. Come back to here. What you do is you go to your paint layer. I'm just going to add it to the platform, I think. That's already a paint layer. So I'm going to add this to here. Go here to paint, line. I'm not using the fill, so that's blanked out. I'm just using the stroke. So fill and stroke is what I did for this, for example. So the stroke was the black, and then the fill was the platform. So that was, so as you make this shape, it fills it with whatever you put in for the fill, and the stroke is the outer wall or the outer edge. So zooming back out. We drop this in. So you want it to be a brush or something that like this that goes all the way to the top or bottom. If I put something in like this, there will be little gaps because it doesn't go all the way to the top and the bottom of the image. So we take this, we go bloop. We're in a line, it's 0.3, it's one width. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to make it a little wider just because I want the characters to be able to see on either side of the line of sight. Normally this is fine, but in this particular case, since I'm not adding line of sight after I'm doing it before, we're going to go ahead and make it just a smidge bigger. And what you do is you ignore the image of what you're drawing, and you want to go from the tip of the quill. So I'm going from, I'll start to move the map. I'm holding down the center, the mouse wheel, clicking that and holding it as I move the whole map. Alright, so I'm going to grab from here. I want to make sure I'm centered on the grid. So I'm holding control, and you'll notice I can be like here, and boom, it moves it right over to where the grid is. And then I just go down, and again it's drawing it exactly to the grid. I let go, boom. And now we do the bottom. Hold control. I'm messing it up on purpose way out here. Oops, that goes to the middle. Click, click. Whoa. Okay, so I just hold this, Control Z. Try it again. Hold control. Dadgum. I think my mouse is hitting something. Okay, and then I'm going to go part of the way up. I'm letting go of control. Boom. Okay, so now we can go back to our line of sight and check it. Check it out. Bam, bam, bam. Go to our layer. Actually, now we go here to the view. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Okay, so our line of sight looks good. I forgot about this little weird room, so I'm gonna kill this again. We need to come back, so we go here to our paint, back to our image. Right here, we're going to go to our eraser tool, and we're going to erase. Control Z. There we go. Now we go here to our edit fill. Nope, that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was line. Yes, okay. Alright, so now we have this drawn out. I'm trying to think what this is. How important is this? Let's see. So let's open up the laboratory room and see what it says. When it enters a passageway, this room is filled with strange smells and sounds. Rainbow liquids bubble over burning fumes. Glassware sits upon long metal tables, and a floor-to-ceiling vessel dominates one corner of the room. Alright, so this... The large storage containers where the doctor keeps her supplies. So I have the storage container already in the room, drawn in the room. So I'm going to go ahead and click this so I don't accidentally draw a wall somewhere I don't want to draw. Alright, so some reason it added line of sight. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. What is happening? Oh, I know what that was. Okay, never mind. Okay. I was clicking the wrong thing on top, so it was showing the white dots, which are called occluders. So never mind. Don't worry about that. Alright, so I'm actually going to ignore what it says to do. And I'm going to put this back. So let's go to layers to, was it platform? Yeah. I mean paint, platform, and let's just add this back in. Control. Back up to here. Alright, not sure why it shifted gears on me. I'm going to go Control Z, and we'll start it from up here then. There we go. Alright, so we've got, it's close enough. I don't know that I could redraw the whole thing, but it's not. Don't know that anybody's going to notice the tiny little double there. So we've got our walls. We're going to change the line of sight because we don't need that extra room. So if we double click, first of all, you make sure that the select tool is on here, and all these little dots, squares, are called occluders. We're just going to get rid of them. So we're going to double click here. It selects all of that image. Delete. Select, select, delete, select, delete. Hold down the center mouse to move. Select, delete. Alright, so now we've got our circle. We have some extra ones in here. We don't really need. Delete. We'll go ahead and move this, select it, and then move it to the outside. I'm not as concerned about this platform being exact. You know, main key is that they can't see through the wall either direction. The main point. Okay, I'm not sure why it's separated, but okay. Alright. There we go. So we've got the occluders the way we want them. The door is a little wonky, but that's fine. That's just the way because the original drawing was crooked. And then we bring this up. To the door. So we actually don't want them to be able to go into here from here, so we're going to shift the doorway a little bit. So I'm just clicking, left clicking, and then moving, grabbing and moving the dots. There we go. So now we have our door, and then we're gonna, I'll just add another line, click, make sure it's a wall, and go from here, click, there. Escape to stop drawing, and we're all set. So now we have a door that leads into the storeroom, and then they had to walk around to get into the med bay, which is fine. Alright, so now let's take a look at our storeroom. We have the stuff we wanted, so we'll go ahead and get rid of this so you can see. So this is supposed to be a large container, which it is. Does this have line of sight as well? It should, so let's see. It does not. Alright, so we'll add that. So let's go ahead and add the line of sight to this. So first of all, we add the doors. So click on door, do rectangle. The door to this container is, we'll leave it the way it was. So it's supposed to be down here in the bottom. I'm actually going to put it down here so that I don't have to screw with the image. Alright, so we're drawing a rectangle. We'll make it big. That's fine. And now we do our walls. You want to start at... I said wall. Oh, my bad. Oh, I did do wall. Okay. Wall. There we go. Click. Then we can just hold control. Click. Click. Oh, I'm holding control, so it jumped all the way to the line. My bad. Click. Since we did not follow the line. Escape. Alright. So now we get rid of this. If we want to check something, you can open up your combat tracker. We go here to play mode. We go to player view. And we'll just take somebody that we're not using right now, like Trix, our rat. Drop him in. So now you can see there's a container. And when he goes into the door, you can go into the container. So, boom. And you can't see out. Alright, so that is exactly what we wanted. So we're good. Now we go away from preview. And so this is basically a storage area. This is like the locked storage. There's not a whole lot of more information. I'm going to close the thing. Rainbow liquids bubble over burning flames. Glassware sits upon long metal tables, and the floor-to-ceiling storage vessel dominates one corner of the room. Alright, so this is like an alchemy laboratory. So let's try those two things. Let's go to Alchem and see what pops up, if anything. Alright, so here's an alchemical row. It's images, alchemist, alchemical skunk. I like it. Alright, now we're going to go to, so there's nothing I want there, so let's go to lab. Laboratory. Alright, so there's really nothing of interest. Let's see, what does this do? Yeah, I don't see anything cool I can grab from there. I like a couple of these things. Alright, so this is called what? Moon Colony. Let's see if I have this open already. We'll go to images. Moon. Nope. So we will then close, and we will go here, and we will go create map record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these things and make them things I can use in the future. Zoom in on the map. Why is this being weird? You can also, besides grabbing the edge of the map, you can always resize a map by holding Control, left clicking, and it will change the size of the map as you click and drag it. Alright, so I want this. We have players who are alchemists, herbalists and stuff, so they will love this. I'm going to have this and this. I'm going to grab these two things. So we go to clip, snip it, make a new one. Save it. So for now, I'm going to put it in my downloads. So I go here to downloads. This is going to be Herb Laboratory. Save. And then we're going to do a new one. We're going to do this long one. New. So this is not part of the little module thing I'm using, the story. But because my people love, that actually worked just fine. There's a little glitch there with my mouse, but my mouse is being weird and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, save. But like I said, they're herbalists, and so this is actually going to be a little boon to my people who find herbs and stuff. I have an herbalist book, so I can throw some herbs at them. So let's go to plant, laboratory, save. Alright, and that was at I did save it in the right place, right? Downloads. Okay, perfect. Cancel. Alright, and then I also want... Come on, I want to move that. Okay, let's see, is there anything else on in here? There's a third plant laboratory over here. I also like these two things. I think that was a mistake. I don't think those are supposed to be there. I might cover them up here when I mess with it. Let's see what that is. What does this look like? I don't know if I need this, but let's see. It's got a computer terminals and some stuff. Nah, I'm gonna leave those. I like the computers. Computer terminal is in the corner. It's a cool idea. So let's go ahead and grab that. We'll go with snip, new. What is the mode? Is there a way to... There is a freeform snip. Ah, I've never used this before, so let's try it. Draw a line around the area you want to capture. Okay, so... Screwed up a little bit. Okay, well I have an idea now. Alright, so let's go with new. New. I think I'm just going to go with my normal mode because I know how to fix it. Oh, wait a minute. I screwed up. Okay, let's try it again. There it is. Alright, so now we've done our snips. We save. This is computer. Corner computer. I think I'm going to get this last one too. Just 'cause. And this will be save. Fungus. Laboratory. All right, and loving the Dubby. Use Spencer 77. Save yourself 10%. So now we've got them saved. We close it. Another thing you can do, let's see. I just had an idea to see if we can. Alright, so this is Moon Colony. I'm going to take this. I don't really think it's worth it, but let's see how much of a pain it would be to throw this guy right there. So we take this, we throw it in as a, go here, we go to layers. Trying to remember how to do this. Put it as a paint layer. We don't use the stroke. We only use the fill. And we drop this into the fill from our assets. So open up the assets, we go to Moon Colony, and we go drop. Now we draw our area of our fill. We're actually going to do it this way as a line. So we can put it above or below. So let's add a paint layer. There we go. This will be corner. See if it works. Wait, no, this is FX. I don't want an FX. I want a paint. There we go. So this can be deleted. Corner. Alright, so this should work in theory. We're going to rotate it. We want it that way. Where'd our moon map go? Here it is. Do I want it shifted like this? Yes. Okay, perfect. Alright, and now we're going to draw our corner. We're going to say this is going to be 20 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll go 25 by almost 20. Okay, close. So we'll start here again. Like I said, we're going to put it as a lower level below the wall, so it'll work just fine. We hold control, we go click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come out 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to here, and then we're gonna let go of control and bring it out to about here, and then up, and then over around to there. Okay. Now we go here to edit fill, and we drag it to where the computer is. Okay. Here it is. I'm getting warmer. There it is. Okay, so here's the computer we want. Now we zoom in. Oops. Control and mouse wheel. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's happened? Yeah, control and mouse wheel makes it bigger. There you go. That's not bad. That actually works pretty darn close to what I wanted. I'm going to control mouse wheel one more time. Click, and we move it. And then we can adjust the lines. See, look at that. Want the chairs? We can put the chairs in too. Alright, so we'll go like this. Okay. Now we go to trying to remember how you adjust the points. Is it layer? Grid snap, reset. Edit. There it is. Edit. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to zoom in. We're going to simplify selected strokes. No, we're going to go to... Okay, so now we've got this. We're going to go in here. We're going to go... click and drag this whole section here. Simplify selected strokes. Whoa. Alright, well that was very simple. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. And I'm going to take this, move it in. Move it like that. I'm going to move over here. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. And we're going to take this, move it in. Okay, we've got the layer. Now we can go to the layer, and we're going to slide the whole layer just a smidge. There we go. That. Okay, so yeah, that's one way of doing it. You're exposing what's there. So that's pretty cool. I like that. There we go. So going back to what we were doing, we go to open up your Googly or your internet browser. And I use Pixlr for instead of Photoshop because I am cheap. So I go to, let's see, new page, should be right. It is not. Alright, so we go to Fancy Grounds Conversion, and we go to Online Photo Editor. So Pixlr.com is amazing. I paid for it, but you don't have to. I honestly don't use the paid for stuff that they have because they have, this is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Photoshop. I just don't know how to do the vast majority of what it can do, but I use it so much I wanted to support them, so I paid for it. It's a one-time thing. Open the image. So let's start with, we go to downloads. We have 4, so we'll start with our herb. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of some of this stuff. Let's go to wand select. Delete. Delete. Just going through and just getting rid of the stuff that's not part of this display. Nope. Alright, so it's too sensitive. Let's turn the tolerance down to, let's say, 20-ish. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to get rid of some of this extra stuff out here. We should be able to do this. Am I right? Yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to this type of thing. Delete. Perfect. So I'm using the lasso tool. Cool. Alright, so now we have our PNGs. This is what we wanted. And so now we save it. File. Save. That's a PNG. It's perfect. Herb Laboratory PNG. We'll stick it in downloads again, so I know where to look for it. Save. Do the same thing with this one. I don't even know if we need to mess with this one at all. Oh, you have the floors. You ever want to get rid of the floors. Alright, so we go wand tool. We're going to put this back to 30. Go click. Delete. Delete. I'm going to use the lasso tool. No. Okay. And then we'll do this. Wand select. Click. Delete. Delete. Perfect. Almost. Back to lasso. Cool. Alright, so now we've got just the things we wanted for this. And we save it. File. Save. Looks like my dog wants to go out. How dare he? Alright, we've got two more. Open. Corner computer and Fungus Laboratory. Fungus Laboratory. Pretty solid the way it is. I'll zoom in a little bit. I don't know how much of this computer is getting rid of. I want to keep that, so let's try this. Right, click. Bring this down to 26. Try it again. There we go. Like I said, I just don't know how much of it it's getting of the computers. Alright, so we're going to just do a crop. To cut off that, which we don't need. Apply, okay. Then we go back to our lasso. And we're just going to go close. Zoom in more. Do a better job over here. Just getting rid of this extra stuff that's in the image. that we don't want. All right, last section is over here. All right, cool. File, save. Save. Laboratory fungus. One more to go. And then we'll take a quick break. Open. We are doing the computer. Open. Alright, so this one, I think we're going to start with crop. Apply. Wand. Let's go with the lasso. Why are you being weird? Okay. Zoom in a little bit and go like that. No. Control Z. Okay. Not a image layer. What? Okay. Anyway, so now we've got our computer. Let's go to File, Save. These are rather pixelated, so they'll have to be small when you use them. Corner computer. Boom. Alright, so now we close this. And what you want to do is you go to your files, you go to your Fantasy Grounds, I right click on it and then open it up in a new window. These are going to be Fantasy Grounds images. And then I'm going here, back downloads, I don't know what I clicked. So I want them, these first four, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are all my pings. And then I'm going to drag them over to here, move, boom, close, close. Now, in assets, you go to refresh. So that's what, remember I was mentioning before, how you add stuff to your images, and that's how you do it. So you see we've got our 2 laboratory pieces here, 3 rather. So I'm going to add them as layers. So I can just go click and drag, boom. Click and drag. And click and drag, boom. So I can then take this. It is 1 and 4.5. I'm going to keep the aspect lock. I'm going to bring it down to 4.5. And then I'm going to turn it just a little bit, holding control so I can rotate it freely. And move it up against the wall. Turn it. There we go. Boom. This guy is going to be dropped way down, so we're going to go to 5. I'm going to get rid of this guy because I don't like him. Where did he go? Table. Nope, these are up on the other room. Votive table. Nope. There it is. Delete. Alright, so this guy is also going to be shrunk to about 4.5. Flip it. And shrink it again. I'm actually going to go to 4. This is like a power control, so that's fine. And we're going to hold shift, move it over, control to slide it. Well, we'll leave a little room so they can access it from both sides if they need to, but I like it that way. I like it that way. Actually, we're going to make it smaller. We're going to make it way smaller. Let's try 2.5. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. It's still 10 feet long, folks, so calm down. Put it here. And then we'll take this guy, move you down next to it. Boom. Make you just a tiny bit smaller. 4.5. Boom. Put it up against the wall. And there we go. So I'm going to move it up a little bit so they can access it. Alright, so their door is coming out right here, so I'm actually going to change this one. The door for the storage room unit is here. I'm going to flip it and move it up against the storage unit. Like so. Boom. Alright, so there you go. So now you've got your stuff. Good. I like it. They can find some fungus and herbs and stuff in here. Alright, so I'm going to take a quick break. Walk the dog so it doesn't explode. What is happening here? Why is there it looks like there's a gap in the line of sight. There is. There is. There is. Okay, why am I only seeing one line of sight and not the others? Because it's off. Okay, there we go. No, looks like they touch. Okay, so we should be okay as far as line of sight goes. Let's see. Let's go to our player view, play mode, player view. Yep, open a door. Comes in here. When this is closed, he sees nothing. Okay, he opens it. And he's good. All right, and we can that's why. Okay. So we got to keep this visible. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go with this. Put this up top. Duplicate it. And then take you. Go to layers. Go to tint. Go to turn the tint all the way off. Okay. Turn this off. There we go. So now line of sight works. Go back to play mode. Make sure the door is shut. Alright, so and then I can turn this on if I want to go back to play mode. Go to tint. Oh, for poop's sake. Made a mistake. First mistake I've ever made. Alright, so delete it. Say okay. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted then. Visible. 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 Okay, good. We're all set. Excellent. I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back. Let's see. All right, so getting back into the action, we're done with our maps. So mapping is finished. So remember at the beginning I said I wanted to fix an NPC. So what happened was the group came upon this be right back dance. Let's throw a quote. Very nice. All right, so we can and those of you who weren't here at the beginning, there it is. Big fan of Dubby. I've been using it for about 6 months. They offer a lot of buy one get ones. I started with the trial pack. Came with like 4 different flavors in the container, and then have bought probably 6 tubs since then. So check them out. Surprisingly, amazingly good flavors. There's not a single one I've tried that I did not like, and that's shocking for me. Anyway, so what happened was they got into a fight with this group of humans. This one is a half orc actually, and as they drove them away, Scrambles, the Minotaur of the group, said, "Hey, if you want a job, come see us in Phandalin." Well, sure enough, a month later, or actually about a week later, this person came and showed up. Her name is Blade, and they said, "Hey, why don't you come with us?" Instead of being, I figured they would put her as a guard and stuff, but nope, they took her with them. Problem is, she's a blade dancer, which is awesome, but she has no ranged attacks. So we're going to throw in a ranged attack. And we're going to, it's a couple different ways of doing that. You can take an NPC, and let's go with something like I'm going to go to the monster manual because we want to make sure we do it right. D&D monster manual, click, and we'll go to something that we know has a ranged attack, like, let's say a bandit. I'm pretty sure the bandits do. Light crossbow, there you go. But instead of a light crossbow, we're going to use a... Do they have elf? They don't, okay. So, instead of a light crossbow, we're going to use a longbow. And we just have to make it look the same in both sides. So we go here to unlock it. We go here to longbow. Range weapon attack +3. Her range weapon attack is +8. The range, instead of being is 150, 600 for a longbow. And the damage she does is the same, 1d8 plus, it's actually 1d8 plus 4, so it'll be move the cursor over to the 4 and change it to an 8. So that would be 5 plus 3 is 8. Pretty sure that's correct. 8 is 1d8 plus 4. So now we check, make sure it rolls correctly. Crit. What? And then we roll the damage. Perfect. She rolled max damage on the crit. That's amazing. Cool. And that's all there is to it, folks. Boom. She now has a longbow. It says longbow, piercing. Everything is correct. Alright, so that was it. That's all we needed to do for Blade, is get that fixed. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Get me some foodage, and then probably going to come back because there's I want to do some Halls of Torment, or maybe some Age of Wonders or something before we start playing tonight at 7 Pacific time. I'm going to change the backgrounds. Let's change the background. Let's go to our assets. I like having it be relevant to what they're doing at the time. Oh, I forgot to add the computer. Do I want to add the computer? Let me think about that while I do this. UFO. Set background decal. Boom. There we go. Let's go computer. See, we now have a corner computer. You know what? I don't really think we need that one. Maybe in the other side. Let's take a look here. Go Control Shift Alt. Go to our doctor story. Go to our crash site. Go to our lower. Sure, let's add it over here. Yeah, I like it. Just a small little computer. Flip. Hold Control. Just slide it just a little bit. Here we go. Close enough. Perfect. Hey, we went through the trouble of altering that image. We may as well use it, you know? Cool, cool, cool. So once again, here's our finished image. If we unlock it, we can then... Oh, that's token lock. That's what it started off with. As. And that's what it ended with. So. Delete that token. Cool. So I'm happy. It turned out well. Thanks for hanging with me, Atomic. I appreciate you lurking. Saying hi. I'm going to put this back down to the scale I like. There we go. So hopefully I will see you guys later tonight. Sundays we also game this coming weekend. So I will be playing as a player on Friday and Saturday, and then I'm not going to be doing anything again until the following Friday. So this coming Sunday to Wednesday, Thursday, there will be no gaming for the next week. I'll be out of town, but I will be back a week from that. But come back tonight, say hi, and for the last stream for a week, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.